know what the goal is? Here's what the goal is when everybody pushes record. I don't know if you notice or not. You probably don't. Every time somebody pushes record, they're trying to capture exactly how they feel at that moment and then spread it to whoever it is that's going to watch. And when people comment, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, they get people's points of views. Some people are really nice and loving and caring, and others are really just downright evil. And most are just like trying to, they're just like a squirrel. They're just trying to get a nut wherever they can on this wilderness planet. Fend for yourself. People can be real encouraging, or they can transfer their demons to you because that's what they want to do. They want to transfer their demons to you. What's the motivation? Is it because they're controlled by a spirit only? Or is it a spirit along with a certain type of lifestyle? Not so much currency. You can't see it in someone's life from the outside. Man, that is so cool. I've never even seen that lit up before, ever in my entire life. Because what motivates people to be mean? What motivates people to lie about you? What's the motivation? It must be a lifestyle. I really don't think gang stalking is something that pays very well at all. But there may be a certain lifestyle that you get to live if you open up that door at that time. I want people to experience what I'm experiencing. I want the people to hear that already know what I'm going to experience that I don't even know yet, but they already know. I want them to know what I'm going through when I go through it. Every moment that I go through it, which is every single second of my life. I'm writing a story. For some reason, people really gravitated to it. They acted like, some acted like I'm their enemy. Some still do act like that. This is all about conquering. What is that in the, is that a wire? I'm a little confused on that line there. It disappears. Ah, it's probably just wire. Pipeline. It's probably just a pipeline from one side to the other. So I push record. This is what I'm going through. This is my life. I've learned not to try to convince people of what I'm even saying, because it takes more energy, and it diverts you from the reality of what you need to really focus on, is what star is coming closest to you right now. That's a star. It's not an airplane. After further review, it's an airplane. Is that a star or in the sky? Is it an airplane? It's Superman. Here comes Superman. It looked like the North Star that's really close, but then it started moving. So I don't want to lead people astray and think that it was really the star. But wherever that one star starts at, there's one. There's a real one. I mean, a real light. I just want to know exactly what it is. I know it's not what we were taught it is, which is the idea of something just appearing out of nowhere, and God created it and nobody inhabits it. That's what we were taught. Whatever's up there in that light, there's somebody rules that space. Somebody rules that space. They're stars, like angels from heaven. Is that even real? I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's going so slow in front of my face, but it's going up so high that it looks unusual. Like it's on an elevation. But the reality is, it's just an airplane flying by, but it's really low and it looks cool to see it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Father told me to push record and just speak about whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You're producing a movie that's live. It's unscripted. It fulfills a lot of things, and it's going to create on its own. And there's nothing that anybody can do to make it do anything other than what it's meant to do. It ain't taking any of this from anybody. How did it start? Well, I pushed record on April 2nd, 2017. How did it start? Why did it start? Because I was getting tired of the stories that I keep hearing on TV that the actors are so horrible, and that's exactly why Donald Trump was talking about the bad actors, because they were making me mad. And I actually punched a couple TVs because I was so mad at that Las Vegas shooting. This is a true story. I was in my man cave, and the Las Vegas story happened, and that mass shooting happened, and that guy got up with his shades on and he was pretending to cry. It pissed me off so bad because I was still growing up. I didn't get a true grasp of my flesh acting out on my flesh. But I had a right to be mad because I know I'm being lied to. And the ones doing it, you know that that's exactly what was happening. So I spoke my mind. I told it like it is. I took the abuse. I was told I better shut up. I was even threatened to be shot with an AK-47 and dragged out of my house. I even took it to the police, showed them the account. You know what they said? Some of you remember the story that I'm going to tell you. They said, well, how often do you do videos? I said, every single day. This is within the first year, I believe. And the cop's like, well, you ever consider just like stop making videos? I said, nah, but thank you anyway, officer. I just wanted to, you know, in case anything ever was to, I just want to make a report so you know. And then I realized there ain't shit you can do about any of it. So just deal with it. Man. That's what I learned. Just fucking deal with it, Robin. Alright. Here I am dealing with it. I need to make it real. I need to... The people I've been communicating with I know yous are all in on it, and whatever position you are. And I don't know for sure, but I'm sure I said it. I'm sure I was right one out of 4 guesses. 1 out of every 4 guesses, I get it right with who I'm talking about, with who they are. Even Derek Bros, who had me on his channel, said, you know, you've been searching for Enoch and Elijah and Enki and Enlil, and I gotta say, you know, you've found out some very realistic things, I gotta tell you. But I don't really know which one's which. Unless Enoch is the one that's like the ruler of the sky, the scenery, the lightning that comes down. Remember John from over in Africa? The one day he was making a video and then he was talking and lightning came down. And I think Derek Bros was mentioning something that, or it just reminded me of him, where that sound came down at that time because he knew it would. How would you know that? How would anybody know that? Lightning striking down. Remember when lightning struck at the White House? And Justin Michael was the reporter for the lady about the lightning striking at the White House. Here's the most amazing thing to me, is that all of you who were already at the highest positions came in my direction from the very beginning. That's the hardest thing to believe. That the most important top people that needed to come in my direction came in my direction first. And then the other portion, the other half. And then I get to witness the other half too. I'm talking to a spirit. The spirit understands what I'm saying at all times. Sometimes things may not make sense. But again, I pushed the record button. I believe, there you go. Just keep doing it. How do you not know that they said for that train to just push that horn? Just to confirm something that's said out loud. Because I'll say it, and I know that live right now, anything can happen live. If I was supposed to, if something bad was supposed to happen to me, it will happen at any time. It'll happen in any city, any state, any country. It doesn't matter where I'm at. So where I'm at is where I'll be. And where I'm going, well, the Father's going to lead me there. And I'm going to prove that that's what it is. The Father leads me wherever I got to go. And under the circumstances of His will. Not somebody else's. Not even really mine, unless I truly understand the direction. The misinterpretation of God. As if He's just judging you all the time. I see 2 twins coming in my direction. Looks like. So what if these 2 twins were listening to everything I'm saying at this exact moment? And they can see exactly where my eyes move with their left eye because they plucked it out. And what if they looked over at you and confirmed, how in the hell did you know that? I would like to believe things are, or I would like to believe that that's actually a true thing. That I'm, not that you have to do it, but the fact that it's true and it's done. What's done is done. And what suits you is going to suit you. And wherever you go when you die, it depends on what you did in your life, I assume. How do you really know? You don't. Why do people make you feel like you have to say something that they want you to say? Or they transfer those demons into your mind, and then it's just you battling with yourself. And this is what the whole movie's about, is you are your own worst enemy. Wherever you go. Doesn't matter who's there. I used to get mad at people getting in my way, being controlled. I had anger towards them. It doesn't faze me anymore. It's defeating the gang stalking corporation, and I get to record it. I get to share it with some of those original people that really do go through the same thing I'm going through. And you can see it everywhere. But you know that feeling where you get irritated because it's just affected. Oh, God, they're there again? Oh, it's just be there. Do you see, look, even just be there. And then they heard me. So it's like they hear me in their left ear. But when I say it out loud, it sounds like a paranoid schizophrenic. Correct? I know. I've heard that in my comment section as well. I know what it looks like. But it doesn't matter to me. Understand, I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like. It looks crazy. But if it happens to be true, well, then it must be frightening for those that are hearing you tell them exactly what they're hearing and doing, and who's controlling them at every corner. While you're at work, it's just to be there. It's just to be seen. It's like an action. It's like you're the boss. You're walking in the door. Here, look. You're walking in the door. You're a boss. You're getting ready to step up here. You walk over in the door, and it's like an action. Not that they're doing anything but walking their dogs. But the point is, one of the main themes that I've learned about this corporation is consistent, right there, precise, to let you know you can't get away with anything, no matter what, wherever, however, never. You can never get away with it, because you're seen your entire life. But how's that possible? They would have to have every person that's born, they would have to have another eye to look and watch that person, right? How impossible is that? Well, it's not. Because another theory of mine is, what's the whole purpose of circumcision again? When you're a baby, they chop a piece of flesh off so they can what? Clone it? Huh? Is that why? So they cloned you as an evil doppelganger, and then you got to find your evil doppelganger, confront him, and tell him the show's over. Evil doppelganger. So what if that's why they chopped that piece off of your penis, is to clone you, and you have an evil twin 6 months later? Isn't that what happened between John the Baptist and Christ? No, John, was he born first? Or I really got to brush up on my scriptures. All I can do is just help you fulfill them. Just help you for filming them. Fulfill them by filling them. Filling them in. I'll fill you in by fulfilling them. Fulfilling it by filming it. It's my life. I do what I want. I haven't felt free in my entire life since I joined the YouTube program voluntarily, not knowing what I'm in for. This is me growing up and recording it. Anytime in the future, if there needs to be an absolute proof that everything I've done for the 5.5 years so far, up until at least 7, I'm sure, maybe even 8, who knows, whatever, I'll be patient, it'll happen. I'm just not gonna fold. I'm not gonna bow my head. I'm not. I don't pray bow head. Just like Christ, fasting and praying all the time. Was he fasting with food? Was he praying to the Father? Was prayer talking out loud to his companions? Because that's what it seems like in the book of Acts. In the book of Acts, Christ is talking to him, but he's not there. So it's like he's in spirit. And the way the Bible fits perfectly with it is that's exactly how it gets fulfilled. Seven years is a long time to do something for free. At a certain point, I started to realize there is a treasure at the end. And John DeClerc is the one that helped me see that treasure. So whether I call him a false prophet or not, or he's played the role in the beginning, it doesn't matter, because when it's all said and done, peace comes down here on this earth. And I spoke my mind no matter what. That's why Stephen James Deshawn's job from God is to name drop me. It could have been anybody. What the hell is that noise? Oh, it's the trains. That's terrible. Ah, that's terrible, ain't it? Listen to that. That is a lot of trains moving. I got 3-hour parking, 8 o'clock, so I got like an hour. 23 minutes in. I'm just talking. I've learned that this platform gives me an opportunity to push record, speak my mind, talk to whoever I want to talk to. Maybe something will come to mind personally, but it's always been, for the past 3 years, it's been between John DeClerc and Stephen James Deshawn. It's been both of them. I already booked my stay down there, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's my plan, is to go down there and stay where I booked, and not to go to work when I'm going and relaxing on a vacation. A vacation is something you don't work on. So I'm willing to even sacrifice one of my days to put in, and the ball's in Steve's court, because it's your house. I ain't afraid to come down there. I already booked it. It's already a done deal. I see the cross out front on Heron Road. It's waiting. I'm not afraid. The ball's in your court. And I didn't even realize the ball was there until I just stepped up 10 seconds ago. But I'd already said the ball's in your court over here. These are the things that do you go through it? Do you people do that? Does that happen to you? Does it happen all the time? It does? Okay, so it's not just me, right? My enemy is always present with me. He's always with me. He's with me. In my head, he's here. He's here right now. The enemy is always battling against you, trying to dominate. It doesn't even really matter whatever it is. Your enemy inside of your mind is trying to dominate you with its thoughts, no matter what thoughts it has. That's your enemy. It's your biggest enemy. So when Skip said, I'd want nothing more than my children to follow Christ, then if you take that in a literal, you see the X traveling around? Going back and forth, dancing. Look at that X. There it is. What, Robin? It's the breast cancer awareness. I know, but it showed the X. Because that's what the statement is. We are X. The barrier has been broken. I'm just going to keep manifesting whatever I have to on earth. In front of that star right there. Because if I didn't know any better, I would say that star, it can't be more than 5 miles away. It can't be more than 5 miles in the air. 30,000 feet? Isn't that where you preach from, Skip? That's crazy. Look at it. It's just, it's right in your face. It's just right there. Yes, it's as close as it looks. Who's in that star? Is that the king planet? Is that the king? Because that's the brightest damn star I've ever seen, and I see it all the time. And it's just sitting there. I've learned to silence my enemy. I've learned to move on with the next thought. Even if my enemy inside is telling me something to make me feel uncomfortable, I just move on with the next thought. I'll accept the fact that he's always going to be there. Basically, like omnipresent. My enemy will always be within my mind. It'll just look for an opportune time. That's what Satan does. He looks for an opportune time to get back into your mind. Even if it's just one thing, one simple little thing. If you just bow down, if you just do one tactic, even though tactics aren't always just one, they're daily. The more you're around the same person while it's at work, the more you're going to recognize the tactics when they happen. My life story experience with this is it used to bother the hell out of me, and it used to irritate me so bad because people would just do things on purpose. But then when you get it, it's just a spirit that runs through. It's a spirit that it can be taken out, but you got to take out the head of the serpent first, and the tail. The head and the tail. I love it around here. When I push record, I know that I'm with the people that watch my videos. I'm not there at the exact moment, but when you push record and listen, then that's my video. And the same thing with anybody that makes other videos. I push record, there they are. They're in my life. I decided to put them in my life. Why did you decide to keep me in your life? What am I even doing? What am I even saying? Well, the agents on the inside, you have more of a clue than just the regular people, because I'm sure half the stuff I said that I guessed on, I don't even know. But it may have actually been true. Half of it. There's times I got to slow things down. I want to share it with the spirit that allows me to push the record button on YouTube and share what I've been experiencing without shutting my channel down. I came close. I had 2 strikes, I think, a couple times, and I didn't care. I think even the one time my video was monetized, the Walmart at the beginning, and I didn't care. Whatever. It's just what I earned at that time for that video when it was monetized. It still is, but I haven't gotten anything a couple months because it just doesn't get any views like it did. But I was appreciative of the views that it did get, and how it was something that paid like an insurance bill each month. And that was awesome because I created it. I went into Walmart and I spotted the security guards, and I took the abuse from all the people saying I'm crazy and paranoid. But no, the people that run the whole system, they knew exactly what I was showing them. I showed them. That's why I got so many views, because I was showing them the secret behind what they're doing, and I nailed every one of them. It doesn't get that many views for nothing if it's just not reality. Just follow the yellow brick road. It'll take you there. In the land of Oz. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm looking for you, Lord. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Where's that freaking wizard at? Do I have to go to his house and pull the curtain back? Man. Here's the funniest thing about all of it. Steve, I'm not going to change at all when I meet you. I'm still going to be who I am towards you, because I know who you really are inside. I know your heart. Who can say that they know somebody's heart besides the one that changed it? If I was speaking a bunch of horse malarkey, you would not be wasting your time name dropping Robin Henry Tees, would you? Of course not. Why would you name drop so much? Why would someone that talks so much malarkey get someone's attention. And that's the question that Stephen James Sean was asking his followers that don't know. Why would I subject myself to someone who's talking shit all the time? Because it's true. It's true. What I'm doing in my life is pushing the record button, and here it is. I just hope I don't get stuck like that guy. He hasn't paid his dues, has he? Here's what's coming for the system. Here's what's coming for the system at 8:48 KVW. The system is going to get booted. At 8:48, the system gets the boot. How can you make that stuff up? Go down to this park. Go down to this park. This little... Remember when I drove around this park in circles? I went 7 times. Azazel Garden. The 4 sea creatures. The seahorses. Dave Shadow just sent out a video. I haven't gotten a notification from him in quite some time. And Dave Shadow, you know what he showed me? A 5-second video of a fountain with water coming out of it at the top. I was looking, what are you trying to show me, Lord? Lord of the earth. Lord of the heaven, Lord of the system, Lord who I'm representing, and there's a physical spirit that I can communicate with. The whole system's going to get the boot. Be still, know that I am God. 8:48 a.m. when Barack Obama read it in Pennsylvania. KVW. I don't know. But that's not a good thing, right? Because you're getting the boot. Does everything always mean something? Or do I just take it too far? Or do I take it exactly where it needs to go in order to pass it on to the next person? Whoever is trying to communicate with me in the clouds. The clouds is the airwaves. The principality of the air rules it. He rules the airwaves. The air that I'm using up is free when I push record and upload it to YouTube and talk to the people that have been running the entire universe. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I don't care anymore because I know it's true. And I know at some point it'll be known. And I'm going to make it manifest on my own. And then whatever comes from it is whatever generates from the decision to just go with it. Just go with it. Whatever generates from that is going to be written about. Because it never happened before. Therefore, nothing was ever scripted for anything to happen, because it's a future rising up that's live now and gets to be recorded now before the whole story's over. When a story's over, the good guy wins, the bad guy loses. But he doesn't really lose, because the bad guy gets a change of heart. He loses his system, but he doesn't care for it anymore, because he has a change of heart. Doesn't matter. The things that used to matter don't matter anymore. What does it matter? It doesn't. SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, if he put 2 eyeballs there, definitely. And I did that video the day before, and then SpongeBob, the guy singing, he sang the SpongeBob song for me. It's things like that that keep me going. Just, it is the communication, but I need more than that. I need more. It just feels like it's time for more like, just make it real. It's time to start making it real. People have their ideas. They have their promises that what they're going to do, and it's not going to be a good thing for the person they're going to do it to, whoever that person may be that seems to qualify for that position to take that. So Golgotha, the place of the skull. It's inside your mind. You got to defeat that, the fear of death in your mind. Is that the mansion? Lemon Hill, I think. Is that an eye in the window winking at me? So this is Boathouse Row. This is where people jog. I got a little bit jogging in earlier because my side wasn't feeling so bad. But it's been like 5 months from that injury. And it's just, the craziest thing is, every single day it feels a little tiny bit better. But then it can agitate itself. It's the longest injury I've ever had. So I'm just trying to take it easy, but at the same time, I need to breathe. Pack, light, plan, big for Philly. Big plans for Philly. When is something going to happen? The Church of Philadelphia, the angel. Maybe that was a spiritual thing behind the scenes. The true angel of the Church of Philadelphia has not denied my name. I will give to him, what was the promise? Let those know that I've loved you. It's not just going to happen in one aspect. Like, not just one fulfillment. But if it doesn't ever happen in the spirit, then it really doesn't connect with the literal. Slowing down, taking it easy. You really got to tell yourself these things. I just did it just now. Because sometimes I still feel in a hurry. You know, the hurry demon? The hurry demon puts you in a hurry to do things that you're in a hurry to do, but you don't need to hurry to do anything, because how much time are you saving by hurrying it up? The boat houses. (8:48 a.m. getting the boot. So in my heart, I can say I pray that I understood correctly and I got it right, because it's all about just communication. But I don't truly know. But what I'll do is I'll just go out on faith in what I believe, the way that I'm understanding it, and then I'll go record it. And I'm telling you, like 9 times out of 10, it just seems like, wow, I actually got it right. And so you're leading to the next, to the next, to the next. I wonder what that represents. Why it's something, because you know everything's done for a purpose. You see the first pyramid right there? Then you got the Liberty 1 and Liberty 2. But that's not lit up. You can't even see it from here. William Penn Building, the clock tower. I thought Philadelphia had to be destroyed in order for me to get the attention that I need from the people that run the system. I don't know where I came up with this delusional thought at, but I thought it. And then I just kept persisting it. I need to get somebody's attention with what is happening down here on Earth, because it's not really fair for the people that didn't ask to be born. Things can just be a little bit easier. So what do I suggest? I don't know. Just whatever you were doing before and you're in charge, do the exact opposite. If you felt like you needed to hold money over people's head all the time to get them to do stuff, give them their money without any problems. And don't try to hold it over their head. Pay them a little bit more. Let them take a little bit of time off. Ease up on the days that is required to work, because, the Bible says God worked 6 days and on the 7th he rested. Yeah, for good. Did you fail to teach us that? God created the heavens and the earth and the human people and the creation of Satan's beings, and then Lucifer, and just finished the entire thing after 6 years. A day is a year is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day, and a day is as a year. Maybe it's fulfilled in all three versions, and that's why it's said like that. And that's why it's confusing if you try to just believe one interpretation, because it's all three, and you're all correct. How's that possible? Because there's three different versions of it. The blood witness, the spirit witness, the water witness. There's three of them. Somebody has to put their boots on the ground and do it down here. For real. Not pretend. For real. Whatever I'm witnessing to is... It's like stars on a track, or airplanes in the same line. Who the hell knows? Here comes some noise. It's pretty peaceful around here at night. You hear a lot of bad things about Philly. I don't know how protected people are, but everybody is surveilled. Everybody is watched. They're going to know when you die. They're going to know exactly where you are. Even if you drown, they're going to know. They'll find you. They're going to pull you out and take you out. My sister Barb used to work at PSFS. Man, that was like 40 years ago. 30 years? And she might have been around 20. Less than that. I was only 7 to 9. She was pretty young working there. Center City. She would always be the one that gave us a couple extra hours because, you know, I had nothing. Just nothing. I wasn't spoiled is what I'm trying to say. I don't look at it as, my mommy never gave me anything, like all the rich mommies. No, I just didn't have, she didn't have much to give me, so. But she always showed me love. However, whenever, I knew she always loved me, so. Isn't that really all that matters? You're going to raise children however you raise them, and you don't go around and blaming your parents for how you are. Take responsibility. You're an adult now. Grow up. Deal with it. Nobody asked to freaking be here. You're an accident anyway, most likely. Aren't we all accidents? Oops. Or some of us planned. Was my life truly planned, or did this randomly just happen? So whatever it is, I don't know. Because I don't know the people, I mean, I do know the people that have the world script in their hand, but I don't know truly what the absolute truth is with people's lives. How much can you predict what they're going to do in it? Not everything means anything. It's only certain things that you can pick to communicate with. And then that keeps me going. Where there's two or more, I'm going to get a better feel of my decision making. Even if one side is completely evil, trying to lead me in one direction, and the other is completely good. I'm still going to learn from testing the spirits, because I have their attention and they run the entire world. So I'm going to keep doing this very same thing, push and record. I already sense I'm going to be stepping away from the computer more and just doing more of this, which is just the experience that is continuous. And I get to be a part of it, and I get to push this record button and share it with people. And the ones that are doing it alongside, I can only imagine that how you know everything, how at ease you must feel knowing everything. And I don't know everything, but I'm going to know the meaning of what I've been doing. Something has to pay off in my life. Or do you look at it as a complete waste of time? Even if nothing happens in my life and I just got to continue on and just work until the day I die, well, I'm sure I helped people defeat some demons in their minds at one time or another. If that's all that it took, if that's all I did, it's a success. Because what else am I going to do? Sit behind the TV and watch the Eagles? I gave up caring about the Eagles when I predicted exactly how they were going to win the Super Bowl, and they did. And then I gave up because it was like WWE. I was disappointed. At the same time, I should have been excited because I knew they were going to win, but I only knew they were going to win because of the script at the time, which proved that it's a script. And I even did a video a couple months beforehand, or maybe a month, in Wawa. If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, then you know the end of the world is coming. And they did. So here we are. It's the end of the system. The greedy, selfish system. It's collapsing on everybody. It's getting the boot. 8:48 a.m. Be still. It's getting the boot. I'm gonna say that's my conclusion with why I came down here, to see that at 8:48 a.m. it's getting the whole system's getting the boot. It actually looks cooler if you can see in it. It's not as bright as it looks. The lighthouse at the front. About another 25 minutes until my parking is up for the 3-hour tour. Along this road, it's 3 hours. Inside the park, it's 2 hours. I can only share so many things with my wife from what I know, what I've learned, what she believes, maybe even what she's hiding. The YouTube platform and feedback, well, if it wasn't from, listen, this is how it continued. If it wasn't for Stephen James DeShawn constantly dropping my name and lying about me, I wouldn't have continually been drawn into it. Because I knew that he's somebody that has this major authority in some sort of branch of something. I just don't know what it is. It's something. When someone does that, that means you're over the target. And I didn't know how over the target I was until I started seeing the actual target and then shooting the arrows out of nowhere. Coming in with a bow on April 2nd, 2017. 11 years, 11 days, 11 months after YouTube uploaded their first video. April 23rd, 2005. What a number to come in with, randomly too. This is my story. My story is random. My name's Robin Henry Tees, and I pushed record 5.5 years ago. Like almost 66, is it 66 months? Yeah, I guess a little more than that. Like 66 months ago. I didn't know exactly what I was seeing, but I started to learn about the things I was seeing, and then I learned to keep talking about it because I get responses from other individual channels. But again, because I know Steve's position is a high level, and he kept name dropping, he wouldn't stop. So he relentlessly got my attention, which diverted my attention to collect and to stay on top of the scenes with everybody else too, because I knew that he was connected with them in a way, maybe even through spirit, by having a dominant position, being able to communicate like that. Even though Steve is looked at as some kind of poor suffering servant, which he was, anybody who's poor in spirit can be a poor suffering servant. But as the script goes, you got to fulfill it and be poor and suffer as God's servant. So if you truly do that in your life, then it gets fulfilled. But who believes it? If it wasn't for Steve constantly name dropping, I don't think I would have been as interested in YouTube. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Steve and James is the first one that came my direction 5 years ago and hasn't stopped. If I was talking horse malarkey all the time and it was truly malarkey, why would he still name drop? To those of you who knows what position he's in, well, you already know the answer. I don't know when the end is. I don't know what's in store. I know what's behind that door, 237, 11-7, or 7-11. A little leaven, leaven's the whole lump. You gotta stay away from the leaven in the bread because it's all puffed up. Don't let the leaven creep into your life. This is the Tower of Babel. What happens in the Tower of Babel is, I babble on. Babylon, because it's Babylon. I babble on a lot. Yeah, I know. I babble on a lot. But I talk to the people that control the way that the airwaves move, the highest positions. They've proven it to me. And that's truly all that matters. And I'll record it and I'll send it out to the airwaves. That way I'm proving to the Father, this is who I'm talking about, Father. These are the names, these are the people. I'm not sure exactly what positions they're in, but that's your job. You just told me to come down here and find them. Find the family. Find the family of the language that speaks the same. You'll catch on. Once you find it, it's easy to spot because you're going to hear it in a heartbeat. And then you're going to learn how the people are on this planet that I sent you down to. Don't worry, you'll get your reward. Just keep doing it. So I keep doing it. I've learned that people keep listening, and somebody told me it was probably 5 years ago. I believe it was in 2017. After a couple months, I was in a cemetery talking, and somebody said, keep talking and they will listen. And I remembered that. I don't know who it was. I'd give you credit if I knew. But keep talking, they'll listen. Talking to who? The principality of the air. The one who controls all things. Speak to that. Stop trying to look for the main faces. Just know that it's all spirit. Find that spirit and talk to it. Find that family. Speak to them. Speak the language. Interpret their tongue. And talk back to them in their own language. Talk back to them in their own language that they were born in. They're not drunk. They're just hearing it in their own language because they're testing the same spirit that's testing them. It's like an alien. It's like an ET's. ET's is phoning home. Hey, what do I have in my hand? A freaking phone. What's my name? Robin Tees. Have I been accused of being an ET? Yep. All right, fine. I am an ET. I'm an alien. I came down to this planet. I'm tired of the way it's ran. It needs to stop. It needs to change. My name is Robin Henry Tees. I'm an alien ET. And I have a phone in my hand. And I'm phoning home. Help! SOS. This is my message. It's in a bottle. It's been bottled up. You need to read it. You need to stop hiding it. Unfold that note and read it. When it's all said and done, it's just me and the phone in my hand. I'm Robin Henry Tees and I'm phoning home. I am an alien on this planet because everybody seems to do tactics when I'm around, and I feel more honored than I feel like I should be. And I feel like the boss because they have to make moves when I walk by, and I know it's true, and they do too. And the ones that do it, they know as well. But I have to keep saying it regardless of the other percentage of people that may think I'm insane, because again, it's just my enemy inside of me that would silence me, that would keep me from saying anything out loud. That's only my enemy. I don't know how the change is, but I know the change is. It's here. It's happening. The change. The change happens in spirit first before it happens in the pocket. The ones that own the pockets, they got to change. They got to change their ways. They know the change. 24/24, that's the change you got to pay attention to. You got to get your bachelor's degree first. Changes. Time to make a change. Changes. I won't change me, but I can't change time. Time can't change me, and I can't change time. Right? Is that the lyrics? The world is a script. Everybody's in on it. Ain't nothing happening unless it's agreed upon everybody to happen. It may not seem that way, but it is. Because it happens in spirit first. And if you think you caused that change, you must be out of your mind. Only a Looney Tune fruitcake would believe that he can speak words out loud and just keep talking them into existence and changing behind the scenes, knowing that it'll pay off in the future where the work is solid. It's known, it's done, it happened, you move on from it. The second part of life, actually living it, with the acknowledgement of what you've seen is what it was, and it became true. And it's only to those that have been watching and listening, being a part of it. Thank God for technology, huh? You know, thank AI for that technology. I don't know, this is a fire pit.